All right, so in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to normalize our user interface. We're going to learn how to tell the difference between nat sound audio and lavalier audio, and then we're going to normalize it. So let's get started. First of all, let's just listen. See what. So, well, our interface is all kind of all weird here, and a little shortcut is. And by the way, we always want to be editing in the editing window, but we can reset it just by double clicking on it. All right, so there we are. We've double clicked on it. Well, we don't really need this right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this over, so I've got a little bit more to show here. Now, if perchance that you would be zoomed in or zoomed out, there's that little magic 70% button right above the enter key, the backslash key, and it will bring your timeline to 70% of the. It's more than 70%, but that's what we call it. So let's take a listen to what we've got going here. Well, first of all, let's realize that we've got two channels of audio, channel 1 and channel 2. Channel 1 is supposed to be what? The lavalier. So we can see that there's a minimal amount of nat sound before this person starts talking. And on our channel 2, which is camera mic, and it's set on auto, isn't it? So it's going to, when there's no audio, it's going to bring that background noise way up. Now as she starts talking, you can see that there are, she is on the nat sound microphone also, but there's all this background sound. So this is what I call the sound to voice ratio. So this is very short in here because we've got a whole lot of noise. And here our sound ratio is a very little amount of noise with our very little amount of noise with our sound being the ratio being much wider. Let's take a listen to it.
As the weather gets colder, food truck season is coming to an end. Ed hopes that his customers will follow him downtown to Cafe Green to keep enjoying his vegan recipes.
Yeah, don't ask me where that music came from. I don't know. So at any rate, let's just listen first of all to what her voice only sounds like. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by coming over here. Let's bring this. Well, let's normalize things again. Okay, we got it back, and I'm going to do effects, and I'm going to say fill, and it's going to be FILL, and I can see fill left with right and fill right with left. So in other words, I typed it in up here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to realize that channel 1, channel 2, if we turn clockwise, left is on the top, right is on the bottom. So I'm going to fill, first of all, let's hear her audio, her good audio. So I'm going to fill the bad with the good. So I'm going to fill the right with the left. Right with the left. Fill the bad with the good. And bring it over and drop it on. Now, by the way, if we come up here and we can see that right now, fill right with left. That has been effect controls. When I've got this clip highlighted, effect controls is going to show us the parameters that are on this piece of audio and positioning and other things that we'll learn in another lesson. But let's just go ahead and, excuse me, now that we've got this fill right with left, we're going to fill the right with the left. So fill the bad with the good for this situation.
As the weather gets colder, food truck season is coming to an end. Ed hopes that his customers will follow him downtown to Cafe Green to keep enjoying his vegan recipes.
Okay, so it is a little bit low.
Food truck season is coming to an end.
Excuse me, it is a little bit low, but we'll take care of that when we treat the audio. But as far as the wind noise goes, yeah, there's a little bit of wind on her microphone, but it's very usable audio. Let's go ahead and do it the opposite direction now. So let's get rid of fill right with left, and let's do fill left with right. So now if this was a nat sound clip, that's what we would be doing. Fill the left with the right, and we'll drop that on there. Now listen to what the difference is, and listen to that sound to noise, sound to voice ratio. It's much closer together and much harder to hear her, to understand what she's saying.
As the weather gets colder, food truck season is coming to an end. Ed hopes that his customers
Hear all the machines and things in the background?
Will follow him downtown to Cafe Green to keep enjoying his vegan recipes.
Don't know where that music comes from. All right, so, well, obviously we don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and get rid of that and clear that away. Let's go back to where we were, fill the right, the bad stuff with the good stuff. So let's go back and fill the right with the left, and we will drop that onto the clip.
As the weather gets colder,
Okay, so now we've got
food
it.
truck season is coming to an end. Ed hopes that his customers will follow him downtown to Cafe Green to keep enjoying his vegan.
Okay, so we've got things bouncing way down here at 27 and up at say 18. So we're gonna want to treat this so that we can get it so that it's pretty well leveled out. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say Edit Clip in Adobe Audition. And we'll wait for that to open up. If it doesn't open up, give me a holler, and there are some fixes for that. So immediately it does open up. Okay, so now that we've got it in here, we've got it opened up, we can see what we have here, and obviously we want to keep this tail end on. If you remember watching, that's where she takes a bite of the cone and or the cupcake, and then turns back around to us. So what do we want to do? We want this to be between -12 and -6. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to boost everything up. Now, here's a flaw that many of us do is we boost it too far up. Okay, and what happens is we ended up distorting and cutting off a lot of the stuff up on the top. So do yourself a favor, don't boost it too far up. You know, you use this with kid glove hands, and so we'll try something like that. So we've got some things that are peaking way up here, but we've got a lot of things that are down here in the -12 realm. So let's go ahead, and once we have that set up, our next step is to go ahead and come to effects, and we're going to come down here to amplitude and compression. And at amplitude and compression, you come down to hard limiter, amplitude and compression, hard limiter, and then we're going to, no matter where these, you never know who's been here before you and it's got it all screwed up. So we're going to come here and we're going to say let's limit it to a -6, and we'll say apply. Boom. Now look what has happened. It has evened out all of this audio. Okay, so at this point we can close this up and hit yes. I do want to save it, and if you notice, it rewrites the audio down here. Now let's give it a listen, and let's watch our meters over here.
As the weather gets colder, food truck season is coming to an end. Ed hopes that his customers will follow him downtown to Cafe Green to keep enjoying his vegan recipes.
Now, if we wanted to, we could actually go ahead and get rid of that the wind noise there after she says something, and bring it down, and bring it to a lot lower or something like that. So
To keep enjoying his vegan recipes.
and with that in mind, we now have it ready for air.